We're still talking about that potentially. DJ has definitely earned it, though. There's no question about it. So we're still in discussion about that and how we can utilize Cade. But like I said, right now DJ's no doubt the starter.
Coach, did they do anything to take away tight ends? They've been such a big part of the offense.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did a good job on defense for sure. I mean, they did a good job of covering guys, and we didn't do as good of a job, getting open. And there were some opportunities, some play calls that were directed to the tight ends that didn't get it to them, based on whether it was a sack or a tip ball a couple times. So didn't get them to enough opportunity. That's what I could do a better job of, like we did the week before. But there were, some plays that were definitely going to them that, based on what the structure was or what happened, it didn't get to them. Even though the game plan and the scheme was to get the ball to them, it just didn't work out on some of those plays.
How valuable have they been?
Man, really good. I mean, really good in a lot of ways. They've have done a good job of being versatile, really, and not just being, guys in the box, but guys that can play out of the box. So, like I've said all year long, they've been a very valuable piece of, distributing the ball in a lot of different ways.
We're looking at a couple guys that can be pros.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question. I mean, Davis Allen is a guy that has proven that. Whoever gets him, whatever round it is he's going to be a guy that's going to play a long time.
Removed sort of from the emotion in the end game, just being in the middle of a game when you were sitting there yesterday, you looked at the second half and say, gosh, Shipley was kind of lathered up. We probably should have given it to him more, or is that a product more of Reed's?
Yeah, no, good point. I think, he got the ball 17 times, and we have basically 4 guys that are running backs, including my quarterback. So he got the ball a decent amount at the end of the game, the end of the third and the fourth quarter. There were about 5, 6, 7 times, something like that, 5 or 6, 7 times those last couple drives that we didn't produce anything that were either reads or to him, And so, he did a great job, though, man. When he got the ball, he obviously had his yardage was really, really good and productive, and then at the very end, we had to try to get something going in the passing game. Had some third down situations that we had to get the ball down the field that we just didn't execute. So yeah.
Have you had a chance to talk to Antonio since Saturday? I'm sure you have, but Dabo said afterwards he took the loss pretty hard, but at the end when they're not 10-2 without him, he's been such a vital part of this offense. What has he said to you since Saturday?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him other than I saw him briefly. During the official visit, we had an event at Coach Sweeney's house, and so I got to see him there, and he showed up there smiling. He's such a good kid, and he'll bounce right back. And heck, like you said, I mean, we wouldn't be 10-2 without him and the success that he's had as a freshman. And so these young kids are very resilient people. They bounce back a lot of times quicker than us adults do. Us older people do.
How long did it take you to bounce back? You were pretty upset after the game.
Heck yeah, I was upset. Oh my gosh. Yesterday was a tough day. I had to, swallow that pill, man. It was hard. But man, it's our job as coaches is to understand, number one, this is a game that you get to regroup and play the next week. Fortunately for us, we get to play this week. And I know there's a lot of teams that aren't able to play in championship games, but we're able to, put it behind us as quickly as possible and show our players that, man, this is a game, and this is a game of football that, heck, we won 7 in a row against those guys, and that's hard to do. And, just really proud of what we've been able to accomplish, even though it hurt really, really bad on Saturday. And we just got to keep a perspective and understand that, that we get another opportunity, and how can we show these guys this opportunity by bouncing back quickly, and heck yeah, holding them accountable for the mistakes, holding yourself accountable for mistakes, and learning from it, and then hey, let's get ready, man, because we got to go play in a championship game.
What particular specific area upset you the most? And yesterday, going back and sort of rehashing it all.
I think just execution. We just missed plays that were there, and just whether it would be missed throws or we had a handful of drops that would have continued drives, or big play drops, big play missed throws, like I said, and then. There was a couple plays, one of them going to the tight end, wide open tight end, and, we had pressure, and the guy tipped it and hit his arm or hit the ball as the ball was going out, and that's why football is the ultimate team sport. It really is, and there's no argument with that. I mean, there's 11 guys doing different jobs on every play, and you got to do it together, and it was one of those days where when we had big play opportunities, it was somebody, not making the play that they needed to make, and whether it would be a protection, a throw, a catch, and that's where we struggled on Saturday.
You mentioned the protections. While there's a lot of focus on DJ and the receivers and the drops, it seemed like the protection kind of had some breakdowns.
Yeah, there was a couple times where we got a little pressure, a little bit faster than it should have happened, and DJ had to try to make some throws with people in his face, and that's part of playing quarterback. But there were some opportunities that were definitely big opportunities down the field, and we just didn't hold up in protection like we have in the past. So there's a couple breakdowns there that we need to correct.
How's Mitchell Mays doing? He's one of those guys getting some on-the-job training right now.
Yeah, no, he's learning. He's learning. He's done a lot of good things. But he had a couple miscues on Saturday too, a couple pressures that came from his side. But just like we're doing, just try to learn from it and move forward, because he's a talented player, man. We're so lucky to have him, and for the most part has done a really good job.
The last 2 weeks have been kind of not difficult for him. He's been thrust into a main spot.
He really has. So he's learning how to be a starter, learning how to play all those snaps, and that's the key to those situations. Is you take each game and you try to learn from it and get better and move forward.
Using DJ in the running game would sort of be a delicate situation because he's effective at it, but you're also exposing him to further hits. Is there an ideal number of carries in your mind going to get that you want for him?
I don't know if there's an exact number, other than he's shown that he's very, very versatile as far as a runner, and he's been able to hold up. He's a big kid. He's got a lot of strength, and he's run the ball well. And so, it really helps you offensively whenever you have a guy that can do that. And so, he's going to continue to run the football. I don't know. I don't have an exact number, but he's definitely going to continue to run the football. There's no doubt about it. And that keeps him going too. It helps his confidence and gets him into the game a little bit faster too.
Were you nervous when that play was upended on there?
Yeah, no, he got hit pretty hard. He had a couple hits that definitely got up a little bit slower than normal. And I asked him after that series, and he said he was good. He just got hit, I think, on his hip or something, or on his thigh. So, but was able to bounce back, and he's a tough kid, so he continued to play. Yeah, it's every Saturday that you call a game. There's going to be a couple plays here or there that you wish you would have either called or had different timing on, or that sort of thing. And then you look back at how can we execute better? Because in the end, that's what it's all about, is execution. Or what are some of the things that broke down that we can do a better job of, and really a lot of it comes down to details, and just really emphasizing the details of every little part of the game and every position group, and that's our job as coaches, is to hold those guys accountable for the details, and because we know if the details happen, then the big things will happen, and if we can focus on those little things, we'll get the big results.
I know you guys were talking about trying to build confidence as an offense.
Yep.
These last few games where there's been some downs, are you at all wondering if the confidence has waned?
No, I think we gained some confidence against Louisville and gained some confidence against Miami. There's no doubt about that. And we just this last game was a little bit of a halter as far as some of the things, especially in the second half. We came out. I think we had 250 at halftime. Didn't score as much as we probably needed to in the first half, but had 250 yards. And so the second half was the biggest issue there, just execution. And so, but I know our kids have confidence. There's no question about that. It's just a matter of continuing as coaches to put them in a position to regain that confidence back. That'll be the key this week.
Any questions for Coach from Zoom?
Yeah. Hey, Coach. Scott Kiefer in Greenville. Clemson's reputation as wide receiver you has kind of taken a hit the past couple of years. What do you think is the primary culprit there, and what do you think needs to happen for Clemson to recapture that standing?
That's a great title to have, wide receiver U. I would say it's QBU. I'd say it's OLU. I'd say there's a lot of positions that could probably say that. And I would just say for this year, I mentioned this before in the past that we have guys that we can really spread the ball around in a lot of different ways. Obviously we haven't been as productive in the passing game, so that's something that we can do a better job of finishing on some plays and making the plays at quarterback. And, there's a variety of reasons maybe for that. But I do think that, our tight end room has been very, very good. And we've been able to spread the ball out to those guys, and being able to get our running backs in the passing game a lot more too has allowed this offense to be able to spread it out more as far as who's getting the ball. So we haven't had maybe that one or two guys that have just had the ton of catches, maybe like we have in the past. Antonio has the most catches, obviously, and he's done a really good job. But just continue to get better and continue to grow from some of the mistakes or miscues. And but man, we got some talented guys, and we're going to continue to trust in those guys and continue to give them confidence. Yeah, they had some injuries to some key guys on their defense, and I know statistically they're not very high, but they've played a lot better these last several games, and man, it's going to be a challenge. And they're way better on defense than what their statistics show, and I know that. They run well. They're big up front in the interior. Their will linebacker, number 33, I think has the most tackles in the ACC. He moves around very, very well. A couple really good defensive ends, and they got some skill. And so, like you said, yeah, they're definitely playing more confidently on defense the last several games.
And then a receiver, is there anything you can point to as far as just the inconsistency where guys aren't making some of those plays that they were making earlier in the year, particularly like Wake Forest game? Some of those games early.
Yeah, it's just a matter of trying to put them in the best position possible and letting them go play the game, and when they make a mistake, just move forward. That's really as simple as it is trying to help them regain their confidence back and moving on is the biggest thing. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime somebody goes down and doesn't come back in the game, something's up, obviously injury-wise. And so they've had to shuffle some guys around and have had to play some younger players that came in and stepped up and got some experience. So, yeah, we're definitely well aware of that.
Anybody else for Coach?
Is there any particular reason that Davis wasn't targeted as often as he has been?
No, I mean, like I said, there was a handful of plays that were targeted to the tight ends that didn't work out to go to the tight end. But no, we gotta give him the ball more for sure because he's a talented player.
Brandon, with EJ Williams in particular, he was a guy that had so much promise. It seemed like early on in his career. Just what's kind of you feel like been the problem for him here the last year or so?
EJ's done a really good job for the most part. Just inconsistency, I think. And as we all know, that's hard. That's hard to be a very, very consistent player all the time. And I just think the biggest thing for him, like I said, is just being more consistent as a football player.
Anybody else? All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank y'all.